Good morning. Welcome to Tierra del Fuego, where we are just leaving Cerro Sombrero. Today we're heading down to the most southerly city in the world, Ushuaia, the very bottom of Tierra del Fuego Island. The group has already departed, as always it does. It's alright, just checking. That's not the road I want, that's the next one. Paso San Francisco, that's where we're heading, that's the border crossing. That leads back into Argentina, because Tierra del Fuego itself is split between the two countries. And as you can see, for our last full day's ride towards the southernmost part of the world, we have a spectacular day, weather-wise. It's just gone half past 8 in the morning, and it's showing 15 degrees on the dashboard. Clear blue skies, pretty much completely coast to coast, and it's just unreal. I mean, normally when down here, we're that far south, it's normally very cold, but today it's not. It's just perfect, absolutely perfect. 270 miles in total today, plus a border crossing, plus a regroup point, and about 60 miles from Ushuaia, so we can ride in as a group. I think maybe one or two members of the group who decided not to do that, but we'll see. We should have most of the group with me at least, to make that a bit of an epic ride towards the city entrance. So it'll be a good day. Back to the island of Fire, where we are still heading south towards the border. But this is quite interesting because you do get these rather hard to spot guanacos. There's one at the side of the road. Fortunately, most of them are just sitting down or grazing, not running out into the road in front of me. But it's just an additional hazard you have to keep a lookout for. So you're constantly scanning the verge either side of the road, looking for them. They're very well camouflaged. But what you can see in the distance, way in the distance, some snow-capped mountains. Probably the ones that ring the southern part of the island. Provide the natural bowl amphitheatre in which Ushuaia sits, the very southernmost coast. This ride is quite good actually. This is the tarmac option. There is a dirt option that runs parallel to this down to the border, which was actually the official route. But I gave the group the choice last night. Nobody wanted to take the gravel. They've all had enough of it. They all want to make sure they get to the end. They know the tarmac is an easier option. Excuse me, suffering with a bit of a cold at the moment. But, we're heading towards Onaisin, and then on to San Sebastian at the border, which is some 36 miles away. Meantime, we're sort of playing spot the guanacos, sort of sheep farms, just admiring the view. Got a number of these sort of fertile, flat plains. There's a dead guanaco there, it's a shame. Sort of little miniature salt flats. A lot of minerals here. They do quite a lot of oil and gas production on the island. That's what Cerro Sombrero was created for, as a town for the National Petroleum Company's workers. Now it's mostly grazing land that you can see. Some guanacos grazing to our right. Some this side of the fence, some that side of the fence. be wary when you get them on both sides of the road. That's when they might decide to go and join their mates. Cute little things. Like a bit like alpacas but smaller. There you go. Okay, so we've just exited Chile at the border, and now we're in no man's land again, heading towards the Argentine border, which is some 8 miles away. So we have 8 miles of no man's land. What do you notice? Bit of an arbitrary line on a map sometimes. So, there we go. So we're off to Argentina once more. Okay, so welcome back to Argentina again. So we just across the border, easy and simple, very, very quick. No queues, nothing. A little glitch with the printer, but that's now working again. So we're now back in Argentina and heading on our merry way. Next port we call is Rio Grande. There's a big war memorial, and then we're on to Tolwyn, where we're going to regroup for the final ride down to Ushuaia. 186 miles to go, and it's now 20 past 10 in the morning. So we've been on the go for just under 2 hours. So this is the war memorial to the Argentine dead of the Malvinas, the Falklands conflict. It's quite a big memorial. I've spent some time there in the past reading all the plaques and the names of the Argentine dead. We do honour them quite well, although they do insist on putting up signs pretty much everywhere saying that the Malvinas, as they call them, are Argentine, and that they'll be Argentine forever. Obviously, they're not the conflict resolved with the islands remaining under British rule and British sovereignty. So, as you can see, the islands claimed by Argentina. The plaques on the right hand side, each of those large plaques is organised by a group, so which division they belong to, and the names of the soldiers who died. Was never a good idea, as Jean Bissell. Obviously, he's not been here before. I have, so I'm not stopping. But quite a poignant place. Okay, so welcome back to Tierra del Fuego. I'll just put the camera on for a second just to show you this little stretch of road here, where either side you've got the road extended widthwise. And if you look in the mirror, it goes back quite a long way, about 3 miles of it. This is because this is where the Argentine Air Force took off from in 1982. That stretch of road there, just south of Rio Grande, was effectively an airfield during the Falklands conflict. Just to my left, you can just see over the horizon, is just over where the land ends, is the ocean, and out in that direction are the islands themselves, still disputed down in these parts. The runways look like they've been in disrepair, so I don't think it's going to be used any time again soon, which is a good thing. So we don't need another conflict in the world, do we? We're still seeing guanacos everywhere. Beautiful one on the top of the hill. Quite majestic looking creatures, the guanaco. They sort of look up at you as if to say, "Oh, hello," as you're going past. I'm sure they don't sound like that though. Not being South America and all. More of a Spanish accent, wouldn't it? Anyway, enough of my speculations. We were still 67 kilometres from Tolwyn, the regroup point. Just plodding along. So just going up for 12 o'clock now. I suspect we won't be leaving Tolwyn as a group before 1. But even so, that'll get us into Ushuaia, the hotel between 3 and 4 at the very latest, so that's all good. Beautiful, isn't it? Riding down the coast, there we go. Okay, so we're just crossing Passo de Garibaldi with the group. We'll just stop for a photo shot, take some photos, there for the pass. Beautiful view down the lake. It's just such an absolutely fantastic day today. The weather is just incredible. When we came over here in 2009, there was snow on this pass. Today, it's 20.5 degrees. That's right, 20.5 degrees Celsius. Unbelievable. And it is beautiful. Simply beautiful. So now we're heading. We've got about 24 miles to go to get to the entrance of Ushuaia itself, where we'll stop again, get a few more photos of the group. And then on to the hotel. So welcome back. We're now leaving the regroup point at Tolwyn. And if you look in the mirror, you can see a big row of bikes behind me. I've got 9 bikes behind me. There's a few of the guys have gone on to the hotel because they didn't want to do the group ride thing. But we're doing a bit of a group ride up to a viewpoint and then into Ushuaia, which is now just 95 kilometres away. About here, as for that sign, that's the end of the road and that's where we'll be tomorrow. But for now, we're just having a bit of a group ride, cruising along. 55, 60 mile an hour, keep the group together and make it to the city at the end of the world. Okay, so here we are arriving in Ushuaia, the southernmost city in the world. We're just going to pull over on the right hand side here and then we can get some pictures of ourselves and everything else by the Ushuaia sign. There we go, there's Jean-Michel filming us arriving, and some pictures. But, here we are. This is Ushuaia. See the cruise ships in the bay, they're going out to the Antarctic, and the mountains all around, but I've never seen it like this. 18 degrees it is at the moment. It's just unreal. So we've just had some group photos at the Welcome to Ushuaia sign. And now we're just making our way to the hotel. I'm taking a slightly different route to most of the group as they scoot through town. I'll take the high road, as it were, and because the hotel's at the far side of town. Obviously I remember it from when I was here earlier this year. I remember this being a much quicker route to the hotel than through town. So that should get me ahead of them so I can sort the parking out. Well, there we go. What a day. Absolutely superb.